Graham, I shudder to ask you whether there are any more injuries, but
yeah, listen, it's not great. It's not great. We'll have a final assessment this morning. We'll have a couple of fitness tests this morning, and then if you're fit, you'll travel. You'll be in the squad, and no doubt you'll be on the pitch. So it's basically what we've got, we have, and we just have to run along with. It's not a nice situation, but it is what it is. And as I said all season, it offers those who haven't been playing. It offers some young lads a brilliant opportunity and a great chance. It offers some of the older lads leadership roles that they will have to take on and look after the young lads, help them. And in a similar role when they were kids, they were helped by senior pros. So that's the challenge for the senior pros, and that's the challenge for the young lads. But yeah, it's not a nice moment. It's not a nice situation. It's not a nice time, and it's one of those situations where you dread waking up the next morning as to you dread games, you dread training sessions, because we are carrying far too many, and for a squad of our size, it's just not healthy.
are you going to have to look at all that in the summer? Medical, the sort of way you train, even. Not, I don't mean where, but I mean how you train.
So are you saying it's my fault, Rob?
Well, no, but is that something you're going to have to look at?
Yeah. Listen, well, look at 12 months ago we sat down and we did predict, we did speak about carrying a small squad. We did speak about the numbers that we needed. We needed bigger backup. We needed more in-depth squad, really. It's unusual because normally you nip into the reserves, or normally you nip into the academy side of things and things like that. We're obviously not able to do that because we are all as one. So yeah, that's the frustrating part about it. But look, it was something we spoke about. It was something we had covered, and it was something we wanted to guard against. This was 12, 14 months previously. We do sit down quite a lot, staff, owners, medical staff, the whole lot, the players. We always sit down. We are governed by numbers nowadays in the game. Some of it I don't know what it means. Some of it goes totally over my head, to be quite honest. But yeah, look, it's something we need to address, and I've always called for expertise, knowledge and experience, and that's possibly something that we need to address and something we need to sit down and look at over the summer in a review. But I know it's common in the game. I know it is common in the game. A lot of clubs have gone through this, so that may be an investigation for the wider scale and the bigger clubs and those. But at the end of the day, we don't have the squad. We didn't have the squad size. We didn't have the squad depth to cope with what we've gone through. But as I say, and I keep saying it, it's opportunity and chance. One door closes, another one opens. You've got some young lads. You've got some game time for Harrison Bright over the last couple of weeks. You've got Nelson Sankey, Jack Norris, Kiban Ray, obviously Josh Seabury, all kids, all lads who are 20 and under. And they are getting tremendous game time. Out with Josh Seabury, obviously he's picked up that injury. Kiban has been unfortunate with the strikers that we've got and how well they've been doing. But yeah, the young lads have come into the squad. They're trying to find their feet, but I just wish I had more young lads to delve into that we could actually give opportunity and chance to, because now is the time to see what they can do, see if they can be part of this club going forward.
So have you spoken to Hugh Jenkins about having a bigger squad next season for a start? That's one way to look at it.
I've spoke to you, yeah.
And is a bigger squad on the agenda, do you think?
Well, it's something that we need. It's something that you can see. So look, we'll just have to wait and see what happens and where we go and how the recruitment in the summer takes shape. But we've spoke. We do sit down. We've got regular meetings. We've got regular conversations, regular chats. That's no problems, no issues. And it is something that we need to look at. But we'd also need to maybe look at the infrastructure, the staffing numbers, and how we treat players and how we rehab them. And so there's lots and lots. It's not just obviously recruitment. It's not just myself and the owner sitting down. It's all the staff. It's everybody at the football club. And as a whole football club, we'll have to sit down. And it'll be interesting because I know a lot of other clubs have had that, have been in similar situations. They can cope, obviously, with numbers. Speaking to Barrow, speaking to Crawley over the last couple of weeks, we obviously after games, when you sit down and you have a conversation with their staff and the management after games, they've been really fortunate that they've managed to avoid long-term and serious injuries. They've been fortunate that they've had fully fit squads, and make no bones and no buts and ifs about it. Had I have had that luxury, I think we would be higher, we would be better placed, and I think we would be having an exciting finish to our season. So that's probably where my frustration and my annoyance comes down to. We didn't, and we can't, and that's not possible. But yeah, if we had that little bit of Crawley, that little bit of Barrow, now why they've held their squad fit, and they've had a fully fit squad for most of their season, again, is something we'll be looking into as well, and trying to pinch a little bit of where, why and how. But yeah, make no bones about it, had we have had, we've shown what we could do with this level. We've shown how good and how competitive we are, and we did give a really good account of ourselves over the course of the season, when we had a fully fit squad to choose from.
And you took a lot of responsibility for the defeat on Monday on yourself, but isn't the bottom line, the squad had just run out of steam?
Yeah, but I don't want to make excuses, and it sounds, when you speak factual, when you speak about what's actually happening, it can come across as making excuses. It can come across as whatever, this, that and the other. Look, the one thing I do, and the one thing I will do, I'll always take the blame, and I'll always hold my own hand up. I'll always look in the mirror. It'll always be my fault, because and the book will always stop at me, and my head will be the first one to roll. And I get that, I understand that, I know what I've signed up for. But the one thing I'll always do with this group of lads, I'll always try and protect them. I'll always try and put an arm around them, and keep the criticism or keep any negativity away from them. I try to protect them, i.e. playing down a relegation battle last year. I tried to protect them this year, playing down a playoff. I tried to protect them going into Eastleigh and the Man United, the game that was there, all the press, the media. I do try and protect them, and if that means I have to take the punches, if I have to take the criticism, I've no problem taking it. I'm a big boy. I've had plenty of that over my career, but I understand and I get where the players are coming from in terms of fatigue and things like that. But at the end of the day, you've got 5 games left. Roll your sleeves up and get through it. And don't use injuries as an excuse. Give a really good account of yourself, because that's all people will remember, is how you finish, not how you start. It's how you finish in every race, in every competition, every football competition you've ever entered. It's about how you finish, and I want us to finish strong. I want us to finish with pride, not with a whimper, with pride, with passion, the way they've represented the club all season. And they've got to understand the importance of these last 5 games, individually, collectively, and where it puts us, and taking that on into next season.
Last couple, Hugh Jenkins issued the financial report, his chairman's report this week. Things are getting better. Loss is down by, almost by $1 million, but still 900,000. Looking at the figures, is it inevitable you will have to sort of sell in the summer?
Wow. Listen, I don't look after the figures in my own house, so don't ask me about someone else's house. As I say, these is all these issues, and I've always said it. It's not something that I get embroiled in. Those are probably above my pay grade. I'll leave that to the experts. I'll leave that to the ones who have got more knowledge and probably more money than myself to deal with. So look, that's not something I can get involved in. It is what it is, and I'll let the experts deal with that side of the club. I'll deal with the bibs, balls and cones, and that's probably as far as my remit goes.
But he seems to say things are getting better on and off the field in particular, with better on the field as well, but better off the field in terms of structure and building a commercial base and all that sort of stuff.
Well, that's brilliant. That sounds great. That sounds good. It sounds positive. So hopefully that can be a positive that going forward. Hopefully we can build on that, and hopefully we can maybe spend a little bit more.
Last one, bounce back at Grimsby now? Yeah,
look, you want them to bounce back. You want them, we are hurt. We are in little bit of a spot that we don't want to be in. It's one of those things. Yes, it's staggering. We've sat down this week and we've actually spent 42 hours on the road travelling over the last 6 weeks. So there's been some staggering stats that we've unveiled this week, but I don't want to live in stats. I don't want to live in disappointment. I don't want to live in defeat and travelling. And again, like I say, they can be all excuses. You win a game and it all goes away. So yeah, we are looking to bounce back. We are looking to give a good account of ourselves, and I'm looking forward to seeing one or two of the young lads, one or two of the lads perform and see what they can do and how far they can go, and see if they can stay with us for the next couple of seasons. So yeah, there's a tinge of excitement as well about it, to be quite honest with you. But one thing this group do is they do bounce back. I think we all know that, and we've seen that. But I don't, and I've always said it, and I don't want anybody wallowing in self-pity, and we've got beaten, we've got a couple of injuries, and we've missed out on this, we've missed out on that. Go and finish the season strong and give your all, and have your own self-pride and your own professionalism. Put that on the table, and help the young lads that come into our squad. And those young lads, make sure you help the old lads, as you say, those lads, one or two of them may be running out of steam. So you bring the legs, you bring the energy, and the other lads will bring the experience. So it's nice, and it will be. Hopefully we can finish the season strong.
With the young lads, because I'm right in saying they're almost junior academy boys, aren't they? There isn't that senior academy batch. That's probably why we haven't seen as many youngsters this season.
Yeah, look at it's been disappointing. It's been disappointing, really. Obviously, the standards of the games and the performances that we've seen so far this year from the lads. Some of them have come in with us pre-season and just not being able to live with us, just not being able to stay with us. And as Rob mentioned earlier, that might be down to intensity, that might be down to training, and that might be down to levels. So yeah, we've tried to give them. We must have had 10, 11, 12 of them across with us all season, if not more. Training, in and out training with us. We've had some games, we've had some in-house games, we've had some bounce games, and there doesn't seem to be anybody that can actually stick with us and live with us. At this moment in time, the two lads that have probably shown up best would probably be in the squad, in and around the squad, because there was tremendous opportunity and there was tremendous chance for these young lads to come in and try and make a name for themselves over the course of the season. But it is tough. First team level is tough. The requirements are tough. The intensity levels that you have to train at, and it's a big jump for a lot of young kids. So hopefully, you've seen Harrison Brighton and Caban over the last couple of seasons as well. Josh Seabury, for instance, the young lads, they do find it tough, but it's getting through those tough periods, and that's where your resilience and your character comes in, and that bodes well for you personally in the long term. And the short term, it's tough, but you have to get through it, as we know, as when we're all young professional footballers.
I guess with some of those young lads, maybe their challenge might be next season, make sure that gap isn't as big. That's naturally the challenge, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about making those inches and those miles. It's closing the gap, and hopefully they'll learn and they'll be educated. Again, an awful lot of them a handful of them will probably come across with us this pre-season. So if you do 2 pre-seasons with the first team, you should know what football is all about by then. But yeah, we don't, as you say, we don't have the luxury of other clubs delving into under 21 pots or top academy pots, category 1s, category 2 pots. We don't have that luxury. That's part and parcel of our football club. So it's the 1 or 2 lads that do get opportunities and do get chances, they have to grab it. But they all have to work to the same. They all have to deserve it. There'll be nothing given. You have to earn it. As a lot of first team lads will tell you, a lot of first team lads probably think they should be in the team, they should be playing, or they should have had more game time. But you've got to earn it, and you got to show that you're up to it. And when you're given that opportunity, you got to take it. So yeah, look, it's not easy. Football's not an easy business, not an easy industry. So you got to grab and cherish every bit, every moment, even if it's a training session with the first team, or even if it's 5 minutes on the pitch. You've got to grab and cherish every moment you can.
Some people might say 5 games are just give the kids a game, but that can be dangerous, because Scunthorpe 2 years ago, for example, they were down, they gave loads of kids a game, they got battered, didn't they? Bristol Rovers last game famously, and it is dangerous, isn't it, just flinging in young lads if they're not ready. Yeah, look, you can do more damage to the kids than anything you could. It's even the physical side of the game. Are they ready for that side of the game? So
You can do more damage. I agree with that. That's very true. You can hurt the kids. You can hurt the kids' pathways, progress, his career, mentally, physically, if the kid isn't ready. So or the humans aren't ready. So they have to be ready. Yeah, I agree.
Are those hamstring 3 you were fearful? Are they in the mix for potentially having a look this morning? The 3 from Monday, or are they definitely done?
No. Hamstring injuries, I think I mentioned this, what day was the game? Monday was it? I think I mentioned it on Monday. Hamstring injuries are normally 4 to 6 weeks. I think we got, was it 3 weeks left of the season, so minor miracles and things like that I don't think will happen. I do two were hamstrings, one was neural, so hopefully we may have one, but we certainly won't have all 3. So it's one of those. It's we'll just have to assess again this morning. There is other knocks, bumps and bruises in the camp, so it's basically really roll call this morning. If you're fit, you're on the bus, and like I always say, it might have to be a Mr. Phillips and a Mr. Kieran.
Yes, Christ. Sorry, neural. What's that? Sorry,
it's nerves and it's nervy. It can be a nervy thing. It can be it can be just overstretching. It can be one of many mechanisms or mechanics that are just feeling a little bit, not pull, not strain, not torn, but just feeling a little bit unhappy, a little bit grumbly. The muscle, the belly of the muscle. So again, that will take time as well to settle down. So. I'm not hopeful. I'm hopeful one of the 3 may be able to play again this season, but the other there's 2 that are definite not. So there'll be no point in me testing them this morning.
I'll ask, but daylight time I do. I'll ask which one of the 3.
I'll let you know after the game tomorrow.
I've got to ask you. You've got to turn down. I find one bit of good. At least Omar getting back. How nice was it to get him? Although you've spoke for choice, that if it was a centre back it'd be nice, but
look, that's the way sometimes football works. You know, you spoil for choice in one position, and other positions you're threadbare, and looking at that's part and parcel. Geez, if we can control those elements of football, we'd be so far high up the pyramid, we'd be much better off. But yeah, it's good to see him getting back. He's worked hard. He's been out for a while. Again, it's going to be one of those, as we're quite consistent with, that we're going to have to control his minutes. He got a little run out last week, so just trying to build on his minutes, just trying to build on his match time, and get him back up to speed. Yes, we are running out of games, we are running out of time, so yeah, we'll build Omar's minutes up, as we say, during games. We won't have any in-house games between now and the end of the season. We won't have any games that he can actually go out and play in, other than first team games. So yeah, all his minutes will be built up in the first team on the first team pitch.
He's one of those out of contract. Is he someone you'd like to? Because he's done well for you.
He hasn't done well for us over the last 3 months, as you quite rightly said. He's out injured. So let's see how Omar goes over the last 5 games. Let's try and get him back to full fitness, and let's try and have a look and sit down with him and see where he wants to go and what he wants to do. I'll sit down with all the players at the end of the season as soon as we finish at Bradford, like we did last year, like I've done at every football club. I like to sit down with them, look them in the eye and have that conversation with them about the season, about going forward. I don't like going through agents. I don't like doing things via email or carrier pigeon, whatever stone age I'm in nowadays. It's I like to sit down in front of the lads and have a man-to-man personal conversation. So that's how I'll do my business, rather than phone calls, letters, emails, or other type of communication. I'd rather sit down with the lads man-to-man, and that's what I'll do at the end of the season. Have a conversation with them all, and like I say, I don't envisage too many changes. I'd like to build on what we've done.